Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today I'll be talking about my favorite romance books as an avid romance reader. I would say I'm a hopeless romantic, so I do read a lot of romance and it's my favorite genre of books. So I want to give some recommendations. First, I would like to recommend a very well-known book. It's called Normal People by Sally Rooney, and it has a BBC series that's on Hulu now. Um, Basically, they go to the same high school, and it follows their lives as they go like to college and in the future, and it has like time jumps and stuff like that. And it's not a really long book. It's like I would say maybe 300 pages. Yeah, like 250, 300 pages. But it's very engaging, and I really like Sally Rooney's writing style. I would say this is Sally Rooney's best book, and for a reason. Sally Rooney is a great author. Normal People is a great book for people that want a realistic romance. All right, next up, we got Better Than the Movies, and this one was on sort of like book talk slash booktube. And that's why I bought it, and I heard really good things about it. It's called Better Than the Movies, and I also saw Ava Jules talk about it in her YouTube channel a long time ago. Basically, they have a lot of songs that go along with the book, so you can get kind of like, you know, listen to them while you're reading it. And the main character, Liz, is also hopeless romantic, and she watches a lot of rom-com movies. So they have a lot of references to like Julia Roberts and Bridget Jones' Diary. So like if you like that kind of stuff, I would say this is the book for you. It's a high school romance, and it's friends to lovers. So that's another option. Oh, this one I really liked. This Nicholas Sparks book, I read it a couple summers ago. But if you know Nicholas Sparks, you probably know him from The Notebook. But he writes a lot of good romance books, and this one I didn't really have that many high expectations for The Wish, but this book by Nicholas Sparks is actually really sweet, and it's set in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And I don't know, because like I then later on started living in South Carolina, I kind of had like a whole like picture in my head, and it was really romantic, and I loved it because they mentioned like a ferry boat ride, and I don't know, it's very like vivid, like picturesque, like when you're reading it. He describes like summer romance in a way of like longing and like bike rides, and I love it. It really triggers my heartstrings. And definitely not the most expected like, summer romance, because like it starts, well, they say already in the book, but basically like it's the main character has like a teen pregnancy, so that's why she has to live with her like long distance like aunt, and then she meets someone there. But anyways, this was a really nice book. I really recommend The Wish. All right, now we have something more young adult. This one is called Cleopatra and Frankenstein. And if you see my channel before, I've mentioned this book many times previously because it's one of my all-time favorite books. I give this book a 5 stars, and it follows the story of Cleo and Frank. Cleo is from England and Frank is from New York, and they meet in New York City in a party that they're both invited to. And there's a bit of an age gap. Cleo's on her like late 20s, and Frank's like on his early 40s. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you don't really like age difference, then this is definitely not for you. But I don't know, I thought it was very realistic because, you know, Cleo sounds like she's finding herself, and Frank sounds like he's already been through it. Like he's been married before he like worked in like an advertisement agency for like 10 years already. So I mean, it's a great book, and I really recommend, if you like books set in New York and you really like reading young adult, I recommend this one, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. All right. Up next, we got Love and Gelato. This one I think is more, like I would say more teen book, more instead of like young adult like Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I would say this is more for like teenagers. However, it is still a great book because it sort of gave me like vibes of like the movie Luca by Pixar, and sort of like also reminded me a bit of like, I would say, Call Me by Your Name, because it's like it's a book set in Italy. Love, I'm sorry, Love and Gelato. But yeah, the main character is trying to fulfill her mother's dying wish that she gets to know her father in Italy, and then she meets someone. Guess what? She meets someone. Yeah, it's a short and, well, sort of short. Well, yeah, 300 pages, but like the letters are a little bigger, so I would say 300 pages, sort of. Yeah, I recommend this book, Love and Gelato. And it's sort of like a trilogy, keeps going. There's Love and Luck and Love and Olives. But this is the first one. And this one I see is the one that's talked about the most. So let me know if you end up reading it. And if you don't want to read something more, if you want to read something more like slightly more explicit or mature, I would say Call Me by Your Name is a good option. It's also set in Italy. And it inspired that great movie. So there you go. And then for the last two books, one of them that I'm going to talk about is in Spanish. This one is called Como Agua para Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. This book is actually a book that I really enjoyed because I had read it in high school as mandatory reading, and I was like, wow, like that was like an interesting book. But then like I found it in a bookstore years later in Barnes and Noble in the Spanish section, and I don't know if you guys don't know, but I'm from Peru, so I really wanted to read it, and it was great. It has a show on HBO Max based on this book, and you can also read it in English. It's in English. It's called like Water for Chocolate, and it's a very short read. And basically, they have a recipe per chapter, and it's set in like the Mexican Revolution time. Basically, the main character Tita. Oh, it's set in Mexico. Yeah, and the main character Tita has this like magical power that when she cooks something, she can put her emotions into it. So if she's really upset, her tears fall into the recipe, and she can make people cry, for example. So that doesn't sound as exciting as it really is, but it is so freaking good. And it might not translate well in English, and that's what I'm worried about. If someone reads this and they're like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand what's going on. But if you do speak Spanish or if you want to learn Spanish, I recommend this book a lot. It's a great Spanish book. All right, and last but not least, we got Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And this one is one of my like sort of like more recent buys at Barnes and Noble. basically the main character Emma is cursed, and every guy that she dates will find his soulmate after they break up. So it's sort of like that. So she finds someone else that has the same problem, and they're like, if we both date each other, maybe the curse will stop, or maybe, and you know, it kind of unfolds from there. I don't want to spoil it too much. I think you should read it. It's very, very summer vibes, and right now it's summertime in the United States. So if you want a summer read, definitely recommend. All right, so all these are my summer, well, not my summer, but I guess you can say so. My summer recommendations, my romance, my hopelessly hopelessly romantic romance TBR, or not TBR, my recommendations for other people. And this is my romance recommendations for everyone that wants to get into romance reading, or if they want to find a good romance book. So thanks for watching, and if you want more book recommendations, let me know. I have other genres like thriller or nonfiction. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.